We're here at my new home. Saved up some money and I bought a new whip. It's a little bit fancier, so no more hammock. This one was $2 grand, so it's still cheap, but a little bit more of an upgrade for sure. All right, so it's a sliding door. Got a full queen bed in there. This thing's like a makeshift ghetto frame that I just put on tubs, but it works. One of the guys got a heater. It's all short power, so I got this extension cord. So wherever I park, I got a 100-foot extension cord and I just run it. So like that one plugs into the gym right there. So I park right here and that yellow cord plugs in there. But it keeps it around like 40 to 50, enough to like break the cold, you know what I mean? So you can like fall asleep. So it's pretty chill. It's not too bad because it's like, I just sleep in here, but I live out of there. Although all the kitchen stuff is in there, I store a lot of my stuff in there. So this is just like basically just a bed and a little bit of storage stuff, so it's nothing crazy. We got a bunch of guys coming in, moving in the gym, a bunch of guys moving out, man. We have, I think, like 2 fighter houses now. So we just keep growing and growing and growing, man. But I prefer to kind of have my own space where I can like move everywhere, basically. I was born in Nicaragua, 7 years old, moved to California. When I was 14, we moved to Texas. When I was 21, you know, I left the country with the Marine Corps. So every 7 years, man, I kept moving. I think now, like, when I get set in one place, like, I just feel trapped and I'm like, I don't like living in a house, I figured out. I prefer living this because then I can bounce around between all the guys' houses, like Marshall's crib, I can park there and chill with them, sleep there. I can go to Heath's, hang out there. I can sleep here if I want to. I can sleep at Alejandro's. It makes me feel like more of a nomad. I kind of like that, feeling a little bit better, a little more free for me. I was born in Nicaragua. It was like no indoor plumbing, no running water, so we had to go everything outside. It was rough for sure, but you know, my parents always made sure that we had food and then we were clothed. So, you know, we had basically everything we needed just to be healthy and stay alive. When I was a little kid, my dad used to take us to these like rooster fights, like cockfighting. I have this memory, man, of like, I'm down there in the pits and I'm wearing a chain. This dude comes up to me and like, he like picks up the chain and he's like, man, this is a nice chain, kid. And then that's the last thing I remember. My dad told me it was like 2 weeks later that I'm like getting back into his arms basically. So like for that 2 weeks, I have like no memory of what happened. He told me that I was just, that guy took me. They either conducted some kind of like get back thing to get me back. My dad tried to talk to me about it, asked me, I was just like, I don't know. It's still like completely black. So I was, I think I was like 5 or 6 years old when that happened. In '79, the Sandinista government in Nicaragua was kind of sweeping through all the small towns trying to take over. My grandpa, they ended up just whacking him, took all his land, took everything. So my grandma, she started making plans, started getting stuff together to move to the US. My grandma brought us all here to Long Beach, actually. I was 7, so it was '99. It was wild, man. I had never seen a 2-story building before. It felt like we were at an amusement park. It was hard for me to comprehend, like, looking at a city, because we lived in just villages and towns over there, you know what I mean? And it was like seeing like buildings and cars and all this shit was wild. It felt like I was like in a movie or something. 10 days after I graduated high school, I left for boot camp. Basically spent the next 4 or 5 years in the reserves. So my whole plan was to become an officer in the Marine Corps, become a pilot. Across the campus, I know a buddy from high school, opened up a jiu-jitsu school there. And I was like, man, I don't know how to fight. I should probably learn how to fight. I've never trained. I've always wanted to do it. And then I started training, and then like within a month, I fell in love with it, and it was all I wanted to do. 2 months in, I completely dropped out of school. I started filling out paperwork so I can get early out of the Marine Corps, and I was like, in my head now, I'm like 100% jiu-jitsu now. I just want to do this, train full-time, compete. And it's been like that basically for the last 5, 6 years.